Oh,
Kind of
whoopsie. I didn't want to do that. I need to realize I can't click on my screen. Well, I guess I could just use my mouse. I don't need to use the control. Mouse would be quicker. Okay. I think we're gonna do some Quiplash. We can get one more person to join us. How many people? Or we could do some Guesspionage as we wait for people to come.
You're not doing it through Twitch, are you?
No, I'm doing it through YouTube. Amber Child's here.
I was like,
I sent you the link.
I'll get it here.
Make your own. Oh, got so many new settings I can do. Audience can play along. Give them extended timers. Please be family friendly. Require Twitch. Oh no. Yes, please. That helps a lot. That helps a lot. Room code hiding. Nope, I'm good. Okay, we're good there. Okay, I'll start us up a game. Black and when you're ready.
I'm coming.
Okay, I'll wait until you're there. As I wait, I'll set up my stuff. And I got all 5 games now, guys, so
There it is.
theoretically we should have no issues if you guys want to change a game. And I'm debating about getting the 6th one. Ooh, where did OBS hide to? I just, like, hid my OBS from me. There we go. Tiny screen. Okay, and then I need my phone.
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay, you can see my stream now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. Let me play game. Okay, and there's the first code, everyone. I won't be here long because it's my brother's birthday and he's about 16 or 17 now. Awesome! Well, I'm glad you at least stopped by.
There it goes.
Let's see, anyone else want to join the game? YouTube's telling me I'm streaming now, that's great. Let's see if we can get... Oh, the blackened one is in. Oh, wow. Cool. Interesting.
What's that?
Ah, it's all fine, Amber Child. You can come and go as you please. So I was checking now that I have a person in here. I can actually just hit this button. I can remove your answers from the rest of the game as well as your name.
Huh.
So if anyone decides to put nasty stuff in. Still waiting for one more person to get this game started though. Just need one more person. YouTube has finally determined that it is green to go, so that's good. Oh, no, it went back to red. I know why it's red. I'm technically streaming better than YouTube can handle it. Low latency. Okay, I think we're gonna go to Guesspionage until people start coming in. If that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm. And so normally I'll start with like Fibbage or something just to get it going. And then when people join.
Or do you want to do Fibbage?
It doesn't matter. Just a game where at least we're doing something and not like watching a stream.
Come on, everyone. Come watch the stream of us waiting in front of us game.
Exactly. That's where I'm like...
Okay. Family filter on. Start from controller, please.
Just tonight would be the night where like no one feels like watching the stream.
Yep.
And then we're saying like, man, we really need that third person. And we need that.
And I just lost $100 for it.
No, I'm just saying the laser cam is gross.
Yeah, but we have to inspect nostril trackers. One aggressive nose pick and it's out of place.
Good point.
Do. The blacker one has come to play.
It's 90 degrees.
I'm waiting for your thing to load up. There you go.
Yeah.
Budget cuts.
Okay, you ready to start?
Broken ice maker.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks to our extensive network of surveillance cameras, we can see everything going on in the world. Did you know that Brad Pitt eats a full loaf of bread every morning? The government uses this information for whatever, but we use it to play Guesspionage! Oh, and hey, we've got a live feed on your audience now. We'll be asking questions specifically about them if we collect enough data. Otherwise, we'll use what we already have. Let's have some analytical fun! Okay, who's first?
Okay.
What should I search for in the old Surveillance Pro next? Ooh, I know. What percentage of people have shaken the hands of celebrities?
Shaking the
Making a good
hands
guess. You'll
of
get more points
celebrities.
the closer your guess is to the actual percentage. And if
Well,
you're in the audience,
I guess to
don't
find
forget to answer the question.
celebrities.
Okay, we have a guess. 35%. Now it's your turn. Do you think the correct answer is higher or lower?
Now that I think about it, I think it might have been the other way. I think I would go higher, personally.
Running out of time.
Let's go.
But how many people shake hands
And
nowadays?
The correct answer is
Yeah,
Because like define
73%.
shake hands and then define
you weren't
celebrities.
within 30%, so no points for you.
yeah, I went the other way. I should have went the other way. I messed
You
that
said
up.
it too. You're
Okay,
like
who's up next?
73%. Wow.
Typey.
What do you think? All their friends, all their family.
What percentage of people have
Yeah,
flown kites
that's
in the
why I was
past
like, I
year?
don't know. That's too broad of a question there, in my opinion.
Do I have the years these games were made? I don't think. No, I don't have them. So, last year, whenever this game was made.
Time's a wasting. 40%. What do you think?
I'm gonna go higher. I think it's at least
Surveil
50.
says
Oh my
40%.
gosh!
Yeah, the numbers dropped off a cliff since the insult, "Aw, go fly a kite," went out of use. And that ain't right. You'll get them next time.
Oh wow. That's why I was like,
Who's next?
I was mentally betting the lower, but
Game shows on television. Adorable.
I think it'd be that low
What
though.
percentage of people watch Wheel of Fortune at least once a week?
I keep guessing
That's a
low.
good one. This one's gonna be an interesting one.
61%. Okay.
I keep guessing low, so let me guess high this time.
Wheel of torture.
The vote is
I'm gonna say higher.
Okay, right answer is 11%. It's
Dang.
a lot of people who also live in nursing homes at least once a week. And since you were wrong, let's keep moving.
Wow.
We suck at this game.
Because I'm sitting here like it's still on
Ooh, I
like a
remember
prime
seeing good
time
surveillance for
TV
this
slot, so my brain says it had to be higher than that, but I don't know.
What percentage of people would prefer Sherlock Holmes detective services over Batman's?
Because in my opinion, how I would qualify that question is how many people are tuned into it for like the last 5 minutes to catch, you know, the show that comes on afterwards. You know?
Yeah. I was about to say, you gonna make a guess?
You're almost out of time. 75.
I was
What do you
debating.
think?
I think slightly low.
Lower. And Surveil says
Yep.
59%. Elementary, my dear players. Oh, come on. You knew I was going to say it.
Of course, you get the bonus
For
points.
you. That's it for round one. Let's take a look at the scores. Time for round two. Who's up first? For lunch, should I go to a diner or a coffee house? Given a choice between the classic Friends-centered sitcom Seinfeld and Friends, what percentage of people prefer Friends?
Oh, I have no clue. I've never even watched it. Preferred Friends.
Seinfeld or Friends?
We have
Going
an
with
answer.
this one again.
35%. In round two, you can double down if you think the guess is off by 15% or more. Just pick much higher or much lower. If you're right, you'll earn double the money. If not, womp womp.
I'm gonna say higher. I think Friends is more popular.
Yeah, but I know more about Seinfeld.
Okay, let's see the right answer.
No, you know
50%.
of Jerry
Split
Seinfeld.
right down the middle, like Ross's
I don't know.
pants
I've never
or
really watched the show,
George's
really.
pants. Well done.
Ooh,
Double points for
50%,
guessing
huh?
much higher.
You barely got that much higher, though.
Next. I don't know. How about... What percentage of people stash more than $1,000 cash in locations other than banks?
Thanks.
60%.
I think I know how.
Okay, higher or lower?
yeah, because people,
Gotcha.
like some people don't even like
And the
use
correct
banks.
answer
I mean,
is-
in theory. I don't know. I don't know.
10%.
I was thinking 13%.
Mattress is $750. More than
It'll
that,
probably
you
be
risk
like
back
that
in neck
big
issues.
Well, you have to think, how many people have $1,000 in cash, first of all?
We're saying much lower.
Great call there. Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing I was like, is, whoa, how many times have people showed that they have 1,000 or more already?
Just laying around, you know. Look at you leapfrogging me
What
there.
percentage of men have bought basketball sneakers because they were endorsed by an NBA player?
I have no clue.
I have
It's less than 50. It's the bottom half of the 50. I'm gonna go 20%.
20%. What do you think?
I think 1 in 5 people would buy shoes based on...
You're saying higher. Okay, let's see the right answer.
1 in 4. Yeah, 1 in 5. Okay.
7%.
See,
The
it's set at
only reason
25%.
I own
for
Air
a little
Jordans
bit.
1 through 19 is for the excellent ankle support.
Wow.
Really?
And sorry, no points. Who's next?
Keep that lead.
Ooh, the
Like
president asked us
heck.
to look this up yesterday.
You would think if they considered, Jordans, I mean, that's kind of
What
the name
percentage
brand
of people
itself,
refuse to eat the end pieces
that's
of
like a
loaves
quarter of
bread?
the market alone.
Uh-oh. Here's a question. Do you refuse to eat the end pieces of loaves of bread? I don't mind the end pieces. The shape is sometimes frustrating, but I don't mind the end pieces.
18%. Okay, higher or lower?
Use. I'm gonna say slightly higher.
Is higher. Now let's get to the right answer.
Oh my gosh.
What a bunch of heels.
That's insane.
I thought it was much slower.
Well done. You get points.
I'm guessing you and me both eat the end lobes.
Uh-oh.
Just the
Final
wee
round
bit.
time. Through totally legal means, we found the most popular answers to this question. What color popsicle do most people prefer? Here are the most popular
Ooh,
answers.
what color popsicle would I prefer? I got 3 that I
You'll need to pick the
like,
3 most
4 that I
popular
like.
answers to get points. Good luck.
No, that's right. They gave us like 5 answers, and I gotta pick
Yeah,
them in order. Yeah.
top 3.
Let's see what answers you chose.
Joey says red. I agree with
Here
red.
are the most popular answers.
Yeah, red. Red's number 1. That's to be number 1. And then the other 2 are up for interpretation.
Oh man!
Who's gonna get the gold?
I was like red or blue.
It's
Oh, purple, good call. I think I stalled at the
you
end
played
there.
this game like 87% of
Yep,
people
you
listen,
did.
and only 21% of them could ever hope to.
Joey, you want to join? Do you want to play this again or a different game? I have all 5 now. So we could, if Joey wants to join, do some mortar trivia. Would Joey be down for some mortar trivia?
Take us where you want.
Let's see. Joey's not responding, so I'm kind of hoping.
You're gonna go out there hoping that he's still here and he disappears. Gone forever.
His favorite was I don't know how to pronounce it. Quiplash. So we'll do some Quiplash. We'll do Quiplash 2. Okay. There we go. Play a game. Yeah, I'm in.
Second here.
Joey's in.
Working on it. I'm coming.
The black one just doesn't know how to log in. It's very simple. It's extremely simple. You just go to Jackbox.tv. Up there we go. Good job. You figured it out. Okay, let's get going.
Schmitty here. I'm thinking of a game that starts with a Q. That's right, Quinopoly. Anyway, back to this. I want all of you to loosen up and just have fun out there. But be funny. Time for round 1. You are about to see 2 prompts on your device. Type something hilarious or not for each one. Then everyone gets to decide if your answer is better than someone else's. Democracy at work. You score based on the percentage of players who like your answer. Plus, there are winners' bonuses at stake. Go!
I got a tough one. Oh my gosh, my mind can't think of a good answer. Half time. I'm gonna quickly make sure I spelled that right. Nope, there's no space. Good thing about using my computer is I get my spelling right. I don't look like an idiot.
Let's start the show.
Thank you,
Starting
auto
us off,
spell. Saving my
the
life.
worst curse every full moon, you turn into blank. Okay, pick your favorite and vote.
Let's see. Joey, you're not working with me.
Your next prompt is a road sign that would cause you to turn around. Watch out for blank. Time to vote.
I knew it was you, the blackened one.
Okay, next one. A bad substitute for dental floss. Vote away.
Ooh. Yes! Even though I think Joey's was better. I would have chosen
Round one's
Joey's.
done. Let's see who's in the lead.
Okay, round
Round
two.
two time, and look sharp because I'm doubling all the point values.
I always get one that's like extremely hard. It makes me think of how I want to respond. Joey's in. The blackened one's in.
That I am.
Yeah, I'll just send that one. I don't know. That one was.
Let's see
I'm
how you
gonna
did.
lose points to almost.
Prompt number one is
Mostly.
you can tell you're on a bad cruise when the captain announces, if you look off the starboard side, you will see blank. Okay, pick your favorite.
Come on!
Moving on.
No one
It
likes
would be
mine.
weird if aliens arrived and the first thing they said was, take us to your blank. Okay, vote.
Only because of Roman seas. Yeah, whatever. You guys know the word.
Next, a terrible drill sergeant would be constantly yelling blank. Ready, set, vote.
Yes! I was like, that one is horrible, but it at least works.
That's all for round two. Let's see where the points went.
Round 3. Last
Welcome
lash.
to the last lash, the final round. There's just one prompt, and you're all getting it. Complete the comic.
Joey's already in. I wanted to add it. 30 seconds.
Okay.
It's only off by about 10 seconds, it looks like. The stream versus it, so.
Yeah, that's about a 10-second
We're ready to
which
look.
isn't still too bad.
It's round 3, and you've got a shiny gold medal to award. Make your pick. Great, let's see where those medals ended up. Okay, let's change those medals into points.
I'm sorry, Joey.
It's over. Let's see the final scores.
Did it bounce you? No.
Very close.
Okay. Do you guys want to play a different game? Same
on.
game?
I like it. Go again.
You like it?
I like it.
Okay. I don't see anyone joining the stream, so I'm going to guess we're good to go again.
Give Joey a chance at some redemption.
Welcome to Quiplash. I'm Schmitty. Just throw your jacket anywhere. Me game es su game. Good group, good group. I just hope we're all friends after this. This is round 1. You get points based on the percentage of people who like your answer, and a bonus if you get more votes than your opponent. Go!
I think my computer is, my keyboard is just dying. I don't know the series well enough. Sure, we'll go with that one. I'm in. You guys got about 50 seconds. Joey's in. About 30 seconds to black and one.
Okay.
The music's good though. I was grooving to that music.
Time for the big reveal. First one. Some shower heads have settings like massage and pulse, but never, ever set your shower head to blank. Okay, voting time. Pick your favorite.
Apparently people would much rather a crazy shower than a hot one.
The worst crime in Middle Earth. Put in your votes.
That was good. I like that one. We'll put that one.
I was like, I don't know the series well enough.
Moving on. The name of a singles bar for pirates.
Keep going.
Vote on your devices.
Oh. I feel so sorry for Joey. You need to send me your answers so that I know which one not to choose. This is starting all over again. Yeah.
Round 2 is
He's
upon us,
abusing
and all
poor
points
Joey.
are doubled. Take that, round 1.
We need to get more people.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those nights.
Everyone's in.
These better be good.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Up first, the nickname Van Gogh gave his remaining ear. Okay, choose your favorite.
Fred.
And next, what Santa's elves
Yes.
do in the off-season.
Yes. Oh, hey, old Fred. Oh, hey, old
And
Fred.
vote.
Do I win this one? No! Oh, I thought my semi-offensive comment would have won.
A bad excuse for being late to your own wedding. Sorry, I was blank. Vote now.
I'm sorry, one has more relevance. You both had the same theme, but one had more relevance.
And that's all for round 2. Fire up the scoreboard.
Yeah, because then it gets even worse. That adds another layer.
Round 3 has arrived. The last lash. You're all going to answer the same prompt, so pull out all the stops.
Acrolash.
Make up the full name for this acronym.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, what? Oh no. Ew.
I got one. I got one. Hopefully that's good. You have about 30 seconds to blacken one.
Okay.
Oh, please, hopefully this is good. This is a tough one, though. I hate acronyms. Acronyms
This is
are
so
the
bad.
worst. 10 seconds. Whew, almost made it.
Time to take a look. Give out your medals now.
It's just that O, man.
I like. Out of the two that I like, this one gave me laughs. There was one that gave me laugh.
Okay, let's see who got those medals. Medals are nice, but points are even nicer, so...
Joey! I'm so sorry! Oh.
Alright,
that
time
O
for
was
the
really
final
bad. I'm
scores.
like,
Well, the first thing that came in when I saw that O was only, and I couldn't think of anything beyond that. But we got some more people, so if you guys want to join our Quiplash, or if you guys have a different game you guys want to play, just quickly add that in the comments. Or tell me and I'll let you guys, actually, I'll back out so you guys can join if you guys want to join. So, hi Neptune Cosmetics, I believe. Hopefully I read that name right. I'm very bad at reading and spelling and pretty much everything. I'm really just bad at everything. So if you guys want to join Quiplash, here it is. If you don't and you want to try a new game, or you guys just all want to join, okay, we'll just do Quiplash. I mean, sure. Sure. Not like I care. But if you all do want to change the game, the entire game list is in the description.
the gang's all
Welcome
here.
to Quiplash. I'm Schmitty, your host with the moist. I may have misread that. Very nice names. When my capybara finally gives birth, I'm going to name the pups after you guys. This is round one. The more people who vote for your answer, the better your score. Let's go.
Oh, Schmitty. Ate it.
Audience members, while players are typing in their answers, try the audience play along.
I got mine in 64 seconds upon saying that, so just so you guys all know where you are on time. $50 seconds. No pressure, guys. Something you can only do in a Walmart if no one's looking. I don't know if that gets put into your guys' answers or not.
And you got another person
Let's
in the
start this
audience.
show.
Mm-hmm.
First
We're
up,
just climbing on up.
assign your Roomba may be sentient.
Uh-oh, my Roomba.
Okay, select your favorite quip.
Oh, I know which one I'm choosing. You know. I hope. So I actually found my Roomba stuck under my desk when I got home today. So,
Really?
yeah, I got stuck on my mic wire. So it might be sentient and was being lazy.
It was plotting your demise. It's gone rogue.
Next in the hopper, a sign you don't want to see next to a hotel hot tub. Get to voting.
Okay. I know which one's mine is. I don't know which one I'd choose. Let's see, hopefully everyone got votes in. Hey, Ben P.
And next is the most inappropriate place to have a mechanical bull. It's voting time.
I think we lost someone.
I think somebody got lost. Did we lose someone? If you're not here anymore, please say hello. Nope, everyone's here. We're fine. Let's see. Let's see, let's see. Wow.
In a bullpen, okay.
Coming up next, a good name for a band whose lead singer is a goat.
Oh.
Okay, vote.
Somebody had the same idea, but they didn't go the way I would have went. So I know what the other one is. So I get the joke. I get the joke that I chose. But I like the other one overall better, but they needed to change it. They had it. They had the idea though. Jerry, I liked it, but I would have went bam to the bone.
Next prompt. The best part of
I meant to
being
put Billy
an
and the
1800s
kids.
fur trapper.
I was hoping to get too fast, but that V.
Let's see. I know which one I would have voted for because I know the one I wrote.
Ooh, one of them's yours. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I'm famous, Mom. But I'm not loved.
Round one is behind us. Let's see how you scored.
Split the room.
You want to do that next?
I don't know. It's just how it splits. Made me think of that.
Now for
You
round
traveling
two.
in an alternate
Double the
dimension.
points and bonuses, double the excitement. Audience members, instead of just waiting around while the players type, try the audience play along.
Never pay more than $3 for what? Okay, I'm in. About 50 seconds. Black and one. What do you never pay more than $3 for? I think water. I'd never pay $3 for a bottle of water. And I just
No,
ripped
so
out my head.
it'd have to
So
be-
I have no clue what you guys are keep saying. What do you say, black and one?
You say, guys, like there's a third person. Wouldn't that be awkward? Like, nah, it's in my head. It's in my head.
All right, let's have a look. Number one on the list, a new slogan for the Greyhound Bus
Okay,
Company.
like I said, unless it's like special water, like
Okay,
from like
everybody
the
pick
Alps
your
or something,
favorite.
you know?
The water from the ox. You guys give me tough ones. I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go with the gut one, even though I think the other one's funnier, but it doesn't tie into like a slogan for a good company. Oh, the audience was split. Black one, I don't like yours. I like the dog one. Doesn't work
the
with
dog
a
one.
slogan.
The ultra rich
I know,
have a
it's
spoon
not a
specifically
good
for when
slogan.
blank
Then again,
is
I don't know
served.
how a Greyhound's doing. Like, if Greyhound's like as
Ready,
like bad
set,
publicity.
vote.
That would be a funny slogan for him, you know. I don't know. Or if they're going bankrupt or something, you know. Eat your gold. Eat your gold.
We know you like your gold. Fresh gold? Fresh gold, anyone?
Next up, what the world's most obnoxiously trendy brunch restaurant would be called. Vote on your devices.
Well, I lost that one. I'm almost certain. I lost that one. If I don't lose that one, I'm gonna be mad at you guys, because that was a good answer. Oh, yes! Even with that typo, that was a good answer.
Next on the list.
Crunchy, bro, crunchy.
The
No, see,
worst
that's
possible misspelling of
that fits in with the mystique.
Zachalopinakis.
Crunchy.
Get to voting.
Glyphinicky. Finnegan.
Zach Glyphnickens. I think that one might have pushed me to the lead.
Secret Six Flags ride that only billionaires can go on. Put in your votes.
I wonder which one's gonna win.
I don't know.
The world may never know, because I'm cutting the stream right here.
Tune in next time, we'll hear the escape. As leg is dangling from a chain. Oh, heaven!
Joey, you gotta try. You gotta try. Even if you just name a ride that we might not have heard of.
That's it for round 2. Let's see those scores.
Oh, Schmitty with the super slam.
Round 3, the last lash. Everybody's getting the same prompt, so don't hold back. Fill in this comic.
Ooh, comics. This is interesting.
I got mine in. Got about 20 seconds, you guys. Black one, you're the only one left. I mean, you're doing your little jig down there, but...
Oh yeah, working that jig. Working that jig,
All right, here's the board. Present your medals now.
There's not really good ones here.
Shazam!
Well, I think I know who did that one. Guys, give me human decency. Give me human decency.
Shazam! No, not Shazam, it's Shazam!
Brace yourselves, here come those medals. Bronze. Here's the silver. And gold. Now we transform those medals into points.
Oh my gosh, this is a tight one. 500,000. Nope, Smitty won it.
Smitty got it.
That's the game. Let's see the final scores.
Smitty. Okay. I want to say Split the Room was in 5, right?
5. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me boot up 5. And let me get out of this one. Sorry for the noise, you guys! There you go.
When someone doesn't like that fan in the background?
No, the game booted up loud.
Ah.
Okay, now we're gonna go to Split the Room.
Yeah, I had to boot it because it was like coming through double audio. I was like, I can hear myself.
Split the Room. Okay. Make sure I got all the settings right.
That's stupid. If anyone wants to test out their drawing skills.
Sure. Start from controller. I want more than 8 players. We got people. Okay. Let's see this. There we go. I'm in. You guys come and join as you so desire.
And like everyone leaves like, I don't play this game.
Join us.
I don't want to play. Oh my gosh. We're almost there. We're gonna give you guys a couple of seconds. Might be everyone.
Good God.
Mm-hmm.
There's room for more.
Up, we're at a 4 room, guys. We are at a 4 room. We are jumping in. Hello,
Meow.
PSI Corby
Do not
Gamer.
be startled. I am here to guide you as we explore the deepest recesses of your mind. You will build strange and complex worlds using only your imagination
change
and
the
your thoughts.
volume.
A
That's
hypothetical situation missing one key part will be transmitted to your device, like this one. Ads before online videos have been banished. In their place are
There we go.
15-second videos.
Now the video isn't so loud.
They are not skippable. Is life better? There are infinite possibilities you could write in to complete this scenario. Choose wisely, though, because everybody else will then answer yes or no. And you will earn more points if you split the room. Fitting name, huh? For those of you in the audience, you'll be competing as one player. Your answers will be determined by a majority vote. Yes, even in a nebulous void, democracy is important. At the end of the game, the person who creates the most divisive dimensions will win. Got it? Good. Now let's begin.
Okay.
We're about to enter a dimension where anything is possible. So don't fact-check us, Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's time to split the room. Okay, it's time to build some strange worlds.
I know, the prompts are hard in this one. I only got one? I guess I only got one. 45 seconds, you guys. I only got one.
Okay, that's good. I can take my time then. This one's interesting.
I guess that's what happens when you have a full room.
Hurry up. Time's running out.
Four seconds.
Okay, just in time.
Here's one I like to call.
Okay, we're due patiently stupid after this, Neptune.
Spiders have become super powerful, rendering most pesticides ineffective. I already hate this question. The only spray that works has a label that says, "Warning, may cause this." Your house is infested. Do you use the spray?
Ooh, intriguing.
"30 seconds, everyone. Do you use the spray? The spray that could cause it. Like, you don't know Jack? Okay, we could try to do that after Patiently Stupid. Still waiting on Cloud Puff. Got about 10 seconds. Come on. There we go. Not a forced split, but a decent one.
The longer it takes the room to answer, the more bonus points you get. Up next is strange money. Out of the blue, a stranger sends you an electronic payment of $1,000 with this message. You could use this money for medical expenses. Do you return it?
I pretty much know that one. That one I... Wow, another nice split. Nice split.
And now, it's never just lunch.
I think if anyone could split the room perfectly, that'd be insane.
During lunch, you must consume an entire heaping plate of this. Is it worth it?
Well, in my opinion, the 4-2 split's better than the 5-2.
Yeah. That's basically saying one person could not decide.
Well,
the suspense of evil laughter. That was what PSI was going for.
How long do you plan on running the stream?
Figuring that out right now.
Because the hour is already here, which is crazy.
Yep.
And a blink and it's already gone.
I mean, I got 2 games right now on current demand, so...
Feast your eyes on I Spy.
Oh, Paul Schmidt,
You've lost your eyesight.
No spit
A
for you!
revolutionary pair of glasses gives you your vision back, but they're defective. They continuously show this in everything you're viewing. Do you use them?
Okay. So this most likely will be the last one for tonight. But definitely, I'll definitely play this again. And I'll put the 2 current on demand, so as soon as I start up, those will be the 2 on the list. So that's Patiently Stupid and You Don't Know Jack. Waiting for you, the blackened one. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can be first in line. Three, 4-3 split. I think I got the best so far.
And now, Binge Pipe presents...
Yeah, I don't think you can split it farther
Mom
than
versus
that.
SEO. Your mom quits her job to start a lifestyle blog. Unfortunately, she hasn't received much traffic. She asks you to share her site on your social media. Her latest post is titled, This. Do you share it?
You got an audience. There you go. Now you can split it dead even.
Yeah. Ah. People might not like me on this one. People might like me on this one. It all depends on what they need. Do they need a yes? Or do they need a no? We'll find out in about 15 seconds. Smitchy! Six seconds.
Come on, Schmitter!
Five-two split. That was a good one. I liked your response, though. I'm actually surprised it didn't split better.
Look who's swapping.
Like I said, that wasn't. Oh, that one
You're
was hard. I'm
alone
like,
in the
I
hospital
don't even
with
know
your
where
sister's
to go
new
with
baby
this.
and another baby. A DNA testing chart shows the other baby will have an IQ of 160 and superhuman strength, but your sister's baby will become this. Do you switch them?
Oh my gosh, these are some really good questions, you guys. Oh no! I think I want the other way. I don't know.
no,
I
that's
don't.
good.
No, this is a good one. Gosh.
Well, I don't know.
You only got about 15 seconds to decide.
I don't know. I think it's just too. I think the polar opposite is just too much there. I think if you had run another one directly alongside it, maybe.
Wow, I
don't know.
didn't expect everyone to say yes. Pro statue.
This scenario is called Channel Roulette. In front of you sits a TV with 5 channels. 4 of them are travel channels. The 5th channel is devoted to this.
I think we lost Schmitty.
Once you turn it on, you will be instantly transported to a fully paid weekend vacation to the location that appears on screen. Do you turn it on?
I think somebody misinterpreted the system. Because to me, that's an easy answer. To me, that's an easy answer.
It is. It really is. I mean, that's like the obvious one.
But maybe I'm misunderstanding something? This is where I wish I could talk to my audience more directly. Oh wait, you guys have a comment thing. I'll see how many people. Yeah, I think Smitchy is a no-show.
Smitty's like, out. I gone.
Like, peace. This isn't my favorite game. Not my favorite game. I can't play. Okay, whoever's Cloud Puff, I want to know your reasoning. If you're in the comments, I want to hear your reasoning. Because I'm like, this is such a simple answer.
Brace yourself for ruining
That's
the
okay.
office.
Fully paid trip to the
A
island.
billionaire
Unless it's
candidate for government
the
makes a
island.
bold campaign promise.
Yeah, we all
He
know
will
the
pay
island.
all your taxes as long as you give up the right to do
Alright.
this.
Alright.
Do you vote for him?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
To me, again, this is a simple one. But maybe I'm thinking too logically. Maybe I'm putting assumptions in. Please help me as we're waiting for your answer. Yes, please help me. We're waiting for your answer.
Oh no. They were abducted.
Oh wow! Pretty nice split. That was good.
Here's where things stand at the moment. We've reached the decisive diminish. Everybody will be presented with a new type of scenario. There will be two
People are just slowly dropping out.
already provided.
They're like, I'm good.
Door number 2.
Yeah,
Remember,
and
you want to make it
as much
part
as
of a
I
choice
think this
of
game's
peace.
okay, but I think the
Correctly
pacing,
predict a
just in my
certain
opinion,
player's
probably is
decision.
really
You'll
bad.
earn some bonus points.
It's not as
Let's begin.
engaging.
Yeah.
With like the more people, like if you had like
An
3 people, would
option
be
that you
okay.
think only some people would choose.
3 or 4 people, but when you get like 8, it's like I don't know. It feels like it's a little bit more of a drag.
Guess who I have to decide who's gonna choose my answer. I have to decide if Smitty's gonna choose my answer.
Oh no.
There's no, he's not gonna choose anything.
Uh-oh.
And of course he's not here, so it slows the game even down further. Anime cat. But I had one person lovely subscribe. I hope you come back. Let's see. Saturday? Saturday. Nope, Sunday. Sorry. Sunday is the next day.
Time is a real
Yeah, I thought we
concept,
were
and it's
doing,
running out.
Well, yeah. You can do it Sunday, I guess.
No, we have the surprise stream Monday. Blackened one. Surprise stream Monday.
Okay.
You run a small company that desperately needs to hire someone ASAP. You only get 2 applicants.
I just didn't know if you
Thank
wanted
you,
one first,
PSI
knock it out today.
Kirby Gamer.
This person. Whom do you hire?
Yeah, another subscriber. Your
Don't
stepdad.
forget to hit that.
Or Rob Schneider.
Oh, let the hijinks ensue.
Oh wow, split.
You didn't see that coming.
Perfect.
What?
Just the little wrinkle there.
Man, everyone's splitting. Oh
No bonus points for you.
no!
Is that yours? I
Yeah.
can't tell.
Let's switch things up. You are preparing the last ship off Earth before it self-destructs. 2 people knock on your
Oh no,
ship's
that
door.
means you had.
One is a
I think
mediocre
somebody was supposed to be voting
the
on
other
yours
is this
and
person.
someone
There
else.
is
It
only
looks
room
like.
for one.
And you
Bring on
didn't.
board.
Poor you.
Ooh. I don't know.
Clearly. And this one was some schmitties.
I'm gonna go with that one. Dang it! Well, I lost.
Oh no, somebody's going to win. That's the cadence.
I'm actually surprised at how many people have split this time. That wasn't one. Whew.
No dice.
Oh, that's nice. Oof ends up. Oof knows what's good for them. Some people would rather eat a good meal than, have medical care.
Yes! Because if you're getting good meals, you're definitely gonna survive. Wow, I was expecting a little bit more split of that. That's kind of disturbing.
Now for something
what?
different.
A nurse or a
You
doctor?
are
A
about
nurse
to
or a
throw up
doctor?
in
There's
public.
no way.
There are 2 objects directly in front of you. You can either vomit inside an ancient Roman vase or into this item. Which item do you vomit into?
Question, is the stranger still wearing said rain boots? I just imagine you like crawling up to a stranger and like throwing up only in their rainbow.
Here you go. Oh, Scubby.
I knew somebody was gonna do it. I knew somebody was gonna put your mom on one of these.
So that's what a vomitorium is. It all comes down to this.
I think I was leading at the beginning, but I think I lost. Cloud Puff. Enjoy those licks. Okay. Well, I think that is the end of this stream. I'm definitely going to take note next time we do this type of stream. Patiently Stupid and then You Don't Know Jack on the 5th game are going to be the games we're going to do first. Assuming we got enough people. If you want to join that, definitely remember to subscribe. Other than that, I hope you have a great weekend and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye bye.